Practice problem here, I would love it if you paused the video and tried this one in your notebook and then kind of watched through the video to see if you got the same answer that I did. That would be a really good way to check and make sure that you're on the right track with these problems. The next one here is the same sort of setup as before. We have a line, right? Rise over run is 3, our starting value is -20, and then we have a parabola, right? It's a negative, so it's going to be an upside down parabola, and it starts at 34. This is a little harder to visualize, I think, than the line, but these two things hopefully will cross, and we can find that using some math that we've already done, right? So to find where these two things cross, we're just going to basically say, okay, where is this line equal to this parabola, right? Where is 3x minus 20 equal to -x squared plus 34? This using all the skills that we have until everything's on one side, so we have an equals 0, because those are the type of problems that we know how to solve with Xbox or the quadratic formula. So I see that this is a -x squared. I don't really like that, so instead of bringing everything over to this -x squared, I'm actually going to have everything go to that side, so this ends up being positive. So I'm going to add x squared. These are so they're going to stay separate. We have x squared plus 3x minus 20 left over here. Those are gone. And over here, we just have 34. Take away 34, take away 30. And then we have that 0 that we were talking about over here. That's a good thing. And then over here, we have -54. We have 3. And we have x squared. Okay. Problem is the type of problem that we can finish solving with Xbox. Right? Remember, -54 is going to go on top. Let's try that again. Positive on the bottom. Okay, and we're going to have to think through all the numbers that we know of that multiply up to 54. This could be 27. That you're going to find that will be helpful to us is 9 and 6. If we make the 6 negative, 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 times -6 is -54. So that factor pair there, okay? Once we have those, remember there's that extra step where we say x plus 9 times x minus 6 equals 0, and then solve it, right? But we can kind of skip that step if you remember skill 16. Our answers here are going to be -9 and positive, okay? Just not quite there, right? This part we have to plug everything back in. We have 2 different equations here. I still think the linear one is going to be an easier way to find our answer, but it doesn't matter. You should get the same answer either way. So 3 times -9 is going to give us -27. These cross should be -9 and -57. And the other 6, and 6 times 3 is 18. Okay. We have the graph here. Let's make sure that makes sense. Okay, one of them we have 6. It's just past 5, and it's just a little bit below 0. So this is going to be our 6, -2. That's one place where our line crosses our parabola. And then the other one is all the way down here. Okay, and that's at -9, -57. Okay. So use our algebra skills, all the stuff that we've been working on this year to basically calculate where these two things cross. At the next slide in the slideshow, it's going to be this one right here. There's going to be one more video. We're going to go over the spiciest problem here, but what I'm asking you to do is to pick one level and complete that level. So if you pick the easy problems, I'm going to ask you to do these 2 problems. If you want a little bit more challenging problems, I'm going to ask you to do both of these problems. But if you're willing to challenge yourself, there's only one problem, and we're going to actually talk about the answer in the next video. So I would encourage you to pick whichever level kind of suits you and figure out where your parabola crosses your line, or in this case, where these 2 parabolas cross one another. Okay, I'll check back in with you on the next video. Yeah, I'll get to working.